Alright, so this is Fifine without protection.
Alright, so I have these three left mics here, the Fifine M9, the Smallrig S60, and the DJI mic mini. And I have them ranked here between the worst, in my opinion, the best for its price, and maybe even above its price, and the best overall. All right, so let's start with the worst and climb myself to the top. So for this one, the reason why I have these cables here is because this you're required to go ahead and plug in these things to be able to plug it into your phone or to your camera, and it's just an extra dongle that it just makes things a little more difficult whenever you're trying to record. While these other ones, they have the the receiver without a dongle on there. So the Fifine, I say it's the worst because it's not really plug and play. Like it is, but you're gonna get a really muffled sound. I really did not like this at all. So if you're like a content creator, you don't want to do any post editing of sound and all of that stuff, mess with any of that stuff, you probably don't want this. Like it just really sounds muffled right out of the bag. While these other ones are much more clear. This one, it sounds kind of like you're underwater. I have heard really, really good audio from this one, but you have to do a lot of work posts. So for the Fifine, I haven't seen any real software that comes automatically for free or anything like that for you to be able to edit anything. So that's also another minus for me. I do like that you can control the volume of each individual mic on here. You have mono and audio, stereo audio that you can set up on there. You also have the muffs on here. They're in the really nice case that it comes in. And but overall, I just really do not like this. You do have USB-C charging in the back here, and let me go ahead and show you what it sounds like. And another thing that the Fifine doesn't have is a little magnet. Like the Smallrig has a magnet, this one has a magnet, and also the little clip on here. And I'd rather it just have a magnet and not have the clip, because with a magnet you could attach it anywhere on your clothing and all that stuff. It is beneficial that it has a clip, but whenever you just have the clip, you have to find somewhere to attach it to where the clip will actually fit in. So I really appreciate that the DJI brings both options. The Smallrig only brings the magnet. All right, so this one's kind of heavy as well, so it's not really small like the Smallrigs S60 or the DJI Mini. So it kind of just weighs down on your clothing or anything like that you're attaching it to. As you could tell, it sounds muffled, and this is with the noise cancellation on, and it probably sounds much worse. I know I've heard it before, and it sounds horrible. So yeah, I really don't like it at all. Another small but very annoying thing with a Fifine receiver is that if you want to listen to what you just recorded, you have to unplug it from your phone and then listen to it, because for some reason it just registers that you have something plugged in there that's an audio device and that you should be able to listen to it through this receiver, which is ridiculous. But with the DJI or even the Smallrig, you don't have that issue. You don't have to unplug it. You don't have to do any of that. You just press play and listen to your recording. All right, so this is me talking through the Smallrig S60. As you can hear, it's much clearer, especially if you're listening to through headphones. You could definitely tell the difference. Another thing is that the Smallrig's receiver, that one doesn't have its own power source, so it takes power from your phone, a little bit of power from your phone, and it doesn't connect until it's connected to your phone. So those are little caveats. And then let me go ahead and turn on the by pressing this button here. Now the noise cancellation is on. As you can tell, it's a lot better than the Fifine, and it's still a really good mic for sure. Still a really good mic. I really definitely like it a lot, especially if you're listening to through headphones and stuff like that. You don't really see a difference between this and DJI. Not that big of a difference where you're gonna be like, okay, let me spend the extra money, unless you have the extra money and you wanted to go ahead and connect automatically to your DJI systems and everything without using the dongle or the receiver and all that stuff. So it has a little benefits and everything to it. But if you're like a new creator or you want to definitely find something that has a really good sound, I would say definitely get this one, the Smallrig. I think it's definitely in a really good price range, unless you find the DJI in a really good sale. Like I found my DJI on a sale from 170 down to 70 or $80 or something like that. That was an insane a sale that I couldn't pass, so I definitely went ahead and got that one as well. The Smallrig was on sale as well. I think I got it for around $40, so I definitely wanted to try it out and see how they compared. Another thing is that this is something very specific, but yesterday I was trying to record a video, and because this magnetic thing is round, I by mistake, because it only sticks on one side, it pushed it, and then it pushed it away. Sorry for the loudness there, but it pushed it away and it made it roll, and it rolled under a car. I know that's something very specific, but that's something I didn't really like about it. The DJI has a rectangular one, so that wouldn't happen. It's very small, very specific. It's not gonna be something that is gonna bother really anybody, but I just wanted to point it out. So this is the DJI talking without the noise cancellation, and this is talking with the noise cancellation on there. Another thing is that if you press this little button right here, it will start and stop your video, which is something really useful as well on the DJI. As you can tell, there's a big difference between the Fifine and this. Between the Smallrig and this one, there's a small, slight difference, and there's a lot of different things that this one has that the Smallrig doesn't have that you might not care about, especially if you're a small creator, something starting out that you don't need that amazing sound or whatever top of the line sound, that you still need a really good sound, but not the top of the line. I'm gonna go ahead and point some of those things out. Some things I really like about the DJI that the other one doesn't have. All right, so this is the DJI with the little muffs, and this is going the highest speed it could go. Let me go ahead and take it off and see. All right, so this is the DJI without the little muff, and let's see what the difference is. All right, so that was a huge difference between having this little thing on and having it without. And definitely, if you're doing outside content, you definitely want to have one of these.
All right, so this is the Fifine with the wind as high as it can go, and the little protective muff here for the wind. And let's go ahead and try it without. All right, so this is the Fifine without the protection.
So the Fifine did horrible, and the DJI did pretty good without the wind protection, but did really good with the wind protection. I know that this is really loud on here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it off. But what do you think? And they actually have this little tiny, I'd say Mickey Mouse looking thing right here, because it has these little Mickey Mouse ears, and they actually go around the little thing here. So I'll show you how that looks. Let's see. And it just kind of pops on there like that. So it's really easy, actually easier than the rest. All right, so this is the Smallrig with the wind protection. What do you think? Does it sound pretty good? Does it sound better than the other ones? Does it sound the same? You let me know. So I just went back and looked, and it does protect against the wind for sure. Like, you can't hear really any of the wind. Obviously, you can still hear the fan because I didn't have it on noise cancellation or anything like that. But it did really good, actually. The Smallrig did really, really good. And as you could tell, the Fifine did horrible with the wind. It was, you couldn't even hear me at all. The DJI did pretty good without the wind protection, and with the wind protection it did really good. And then the Smallrig did pretty good actually on both scenarios, but the DJI did a little bit better whenever it was without the wind protection. You know, let's say that you go out unprepared, you'll be okay. Obviously, if it's strong winds, you'll still hear all of that stuff, but it did a little bit better. But other than that, overall, the DJI and the Smallrig are like neck to neck with that stuff. Another thing is that you can actually pop if you just want the little Mickey ears on there, you can just pop this off of there and then put it back on. All right, so we're testing it with Fifine mic. I'm gonna go 100, 200, and 300 feet. All right, so this is 100 feet, this is 200, and this is 300. And about over here, 320 feet over here. All right, so that was a Fifine. All right, this is at 100 feet with Smallrig. This is at 200 feet with Smallrig. This is at 300 feet with Smallrig. And so let's see how that did. All right, and this is with DJI Mini. All right, this is at 100 feet with DJI Mini. This is at 200 feet with DJI Mini. This is at 300 feet with DJI Mini. And let's see, all of the other ones cut off. I was walking away to 320 feet. And now I'm at 320 feet. And let's see how that did. All right, so overall, these are my final thoughts. The Fifine, I know I have seen it in post-op where they make the audio very, very clear and very nice. But I like something plug and play where it's gonna go ahead and I'm gonna record something and I don't have to do any post if I wanted to. So most people are like that. If you're an influencer or just making reviews for videos or anything that you're doing, it's gonna be Smallrig, DJI. Fifine I really don't like because it sounds like you're underwater. It does bring a lot of different things that you could use, but I really don't like it. For the small rig, it's perfect, honestly, for any small content creator, anybody that doesn't care crazy about audio, but really wants some crisp and nice audio. I would definitely say something like small rig, especially because the price range, it's a lot more affordable. And they do go on sale from time to time. So for the small rig, obviously it brings all these little things here and there, but it doesn't have adjustability like the DJI has. The DJI has an app, and it has some other tactile things on the receiver itself that I'm gonna show you in a second, that the small rig doesn't have. The small rig is just this, that's all. But it does an amazing job, it really does. Another thing to note about the small rig is that the case is really easy to carry. It's really smaller than the DJI and everything. So if it's something that you're looking for travel and stuff like that, I would probably say something like this. You know, it's nice and easy. All right, so a second ago I was just talking through the DJI. Now I'm using the small rig. So as you can see, small rig. This one does have a lock on here, which is really nice, because this, even though it's really nice and magnetic, it can open. This has the lock, and also it's magnetic. It's just a nice extra touch in case you drop it, things are not gonna go flying. All right, so let's shift our focus to the DJI. First off, it brings this really nice bag where you could carry all your accessories in. You know, if you want to go ahead and go with it anywhere, like your chargers and all that stuff, it's really nice. But obviously you can fit a lot of things in here. I've seen some people put the charger in here, or the charging cable, and you can still fit the essentials right in here in this case. So earlier I talked about tactiles. So the thing is about the DJI that the other ones don't have. Well, actually the Fifine does have this, but it's still the Fifine, I don't know, like the small rig doesn't have this, but it's a volume meter here. So you can upgrade and downgrade the volume. I was speaking in this whole entire video with the volume just at the neutral space, because I want to compare each one of them at the same level basically. So I have noticed that maybe at 6 it's really nice and a little bit more bass. Obviously whenever you go lower, it depends on how loud the environment is and all that stuff, but I really like that it has this option, and I love the tactile feel of this. So that's something that I really like, because it's just instant, it's plug and play. It's something that I like a lot. Small rig doesn't have that option. I also like this. It's very simple, but I really like it. It gives you instructions on here in case you forget on what to do. Let's see, it's hard to see with the lighting, but on what to do with the receiver and the mic itself. Just really quick options and stuff like that. If you forget to do anything, you have that. It does have a USB-C at the back here. I believe they all do. Yep. So like that, you can go ahead and charge. And like I said before, the DJI has an app where you can do some post work and do some recording on there as well. You can adjust some settings and everything. So that's a plus on this. Small rig, like I said, is entirely plug and play. This one is plug and play, plus it gives you some features on the side. Another really good feature about DJI is that if you have any drones, any cameras that are from DJI, that you don't need the receiver. You just pop in the mic, and you can just go ahead and talk through directly there. It does allow you to do Bluetooth on the DJI, but the Bluetooth sounds more like Fifine level kind of thing. It doesn't do it justice as clear as with the receiver. But again, if you're using a DJI product like a camera, drone, or anything like that, this will connect without the receiver, which is awesome. Another thing that I wanted to point out is that the DJI and also the small rig have a USB-C import here that you can charge your phone while you're recording as well. Overall, what do you think? Right now I'm talking on the small rig. You've heard me on the DJI. Honestly, you can go with a Fifine, but I really don't advise it. I have heard, like I said, audio with the Fifine. That sounds really good, but that's usually with post-op and all that stuff, where you go ahead and edit the sound and all that stuff to make it sound really good. But I think the small rig, especially for small content creators or anything like that, it's a perfectly good option. I'm talking through it right now. It sounds really good, sounds really clear. The DJI has a lot more options, but if you want something plug and play and something inexpensive, I will go with a small rig. If you want something that's a good big brand name, I mean, small rig is a big brand name, it's growing, but DJI is an established brand name for recording, and also for recording audio, recording video, and also if you have other DJI products, this is gonna make sense for you. If you do find a sale, maybe go with the DJI. You know that it's probably gonna last a long time. It's entirely up to you. Which one do you prefer?